Now we have a glorious inheritance that could never perish or fade away, founded on great and precious truth, Christ in us, the hope of glory. Now, have you ever wondered why a lot of singers close their eyes when they are singing? Well, that's what I'm going to teach you in this video. Is it a good thing or is it a bad thing? Well, stay tuned and find out.
If you can talk, you can sing. There is really nothing to it.
Breathe in, breathe out, add a little vibrato. Yes, anyone can sing, but you gotta be consistent.
Know your do re mi is just like 1, 2, 3.
You will be the best and you will sing so well. It's time to sing with Frank at TBL.
So why do singers close their eyes? A very good question. The number one reason is focus and concentration. So also closing your eyes helps you lock into the pitch or into any pitch you plan to sing. It helps you lock into rhythm and also breath. What do I mean it helps you lock into pitch? Let's say you want to sing now we have, right? And you really want to hit that note have. You may want to close your eyes to focus on the pitch. Now we have. With a lot of things happening in the background, opening your eyes could distract you from hitting that pitch perfectly. Now we have. Now that was sharp, okay? Now we have. That was flat, okay? So you may tend to go pitchy when you're being distracted. And it's not just opening your eyes that distract you. It could be your thoughts as well. So this is something you can practice to get better in. So I also said closing your eyes helps you lock into the rhythm. What is rhythm?
Rhythm is a pattern of beats, timing, or movement that things follow over time.
For instance, we're singing, now we. That is rhythm, usually provided by the drum or metronome. Now, locking into the rhythm, there are some singers who naturally sing out of beat, okay? But that doesn't mean good singers may not sing out of beat sometimes. That's what happens when sometimes you get distracted. So closing your eyes, especially maybe in a place where we have several short notes and you want to really lock your singing into the rhythm. Closing your eyes helps you. So in terms of focus and concentration, closing your eyes makes it easier to feel the sound instead of watching every other thing. Yeah. So closing your eyes, you get immersed in the emotion of the song. It helps you feel the song, helps you feel the sound better. And you know what? Before we move to the next point, closing your eyes especially is helpful during tricky runs or sustained notes, like when I sang. By the way, that song is by the Love World Singers. Now we have a glorious inheritance that could never perish or fade away, founded on great and precious truth, Christ in us, the hope of glory. I love the Love World Singers. You'd hear the best worship, the best praise songs ever. Yeah, when you listen to the Love World Singers. Okay, so that one is called Glorious Inheritors. So you can check it out. So like I said, I did a kind of complex runs at some point during the song. Let's sing it again. Great and precious truth. That's the one. Christ in us, the hope of glory. That's the one. Great and precious truth. Great and precious truth. What did I do there? I introduced an accidental, which is a note that is not in the fundamental notes of the key. So in the notes of a key, we have do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. This is what we also call diatonic scale. And when you introduce a note which is not one of these, that is an accidental. For instance, do, re, mi, you can have do, re, re, ah, instead of ah. Okay, so that's what I introduced there. And sometimes to do that requires focus. It requires concentration. So that's what I meant by when you're doing some tricky runs or sustained notes. For instance, Christ in us, the hope of glory. That actually requires closing my eyes. So let's go to the next point. The next point is actually emotional connection. And I love this point. Singing is emotional. It's emotional storytelling. Yeah, you can tell a story through singing. It's emotional communication. Yeah. Imagine you're talking to someone. There is emotion in the words you're saying, right? So the same applies to singing. So in terms of emotional connection, closing your eyes can deepen emotional immersion. Imagine the words of a song, the message of a song. You close your eyes, you're just transported to divine lofty realms. Imagine that. You're just transported to the realm of the song, a different kind of realm, which is beyond the physical plane you're in. It's really deep, right? That's what I mean by deepens emotional immersion. I'm not saying you should close your eyes throughout the song, okay? Choose when to close your eyes for specific reasons and open your eyes. I would say open your eyes more than you close it, because opening your eyes is powerful. And we'll come to that, okay? So don't close your eyes all the way through. We'll come to that. So in terms of emotional connection, it helps singers access vulnerable or intense feelings. Yeah, a feeling in the song you want to access, you want to get to. Closing your eyes at that point helps you to access such vulnerable or intense moments or intense feelings in the song. So closing your eyes also make phrasing more expressive. Remember, we're still talking about emotional connection. So you'd notice this a lot in ballads, not just ballads, but gospel, also soul and musical theater. Just watch, you'd notice this a lot, closing of the eyes. Now here's an interesting one. Closing your eyes helps with better body awareness. I'll explain what I mean. With eyes closed, singers often notice breath support. They notice the jaw or tongue tension. They notice resonance placement. All these things are things happening in your body. That's why I said it helps better body awareness. You are aware of your breath support more. You are aware of your jaw, your tongue tension, or your resonance placement. What do I mean resonance? Is the voice resonating from the chest, or the mixed voice, or the head voice? These are resonance, okay? So it helps you a lot with that. Now, this can actually improve tone and control. And here is actually a kind of common one. And this point number 4 is closing your eyes, helps with stage nerves. It helps you manage the nerves better. So we'll call this stage nerves management. So for some people, closing their eyes reduces performance anxiety. A survey was carried out a long time ago, and it was found out that even top singers, top professionals, they admitted to feeling nervous just before they step on stage to sing. So if they do, you may be saying, how much more you? Well, you have no problem, okay? So it happens. It happens. And when it does, don't panic. Don't panic. Maybe closing your eyes, especially when you're starting out, those few notes could actually help you to reduce performance anxiety. And it also helps block out judgmental faces. This one is actually true. The mind has a way of playing tricks on a singer, playing tricks on you. Sometimes you could be on stage and you could be distracted by some looks. Some looks have no expression on them. They're just like, and your mind could be reading meaning, different kind of meanings into it, and this could be distracting. The fact that someone's face is like, doesn't mean they don't like what you're doing, okay? That may not be the reason their face is like that. It could be your mind just playing on you, and most times it actually is. You see, that's why I said that's where the battle is, the mind, okay? So you just have to be positive. So in a nutshell, regarding stage nerves management, it helps to create this kind of safe bubble for the singer. Although for others, it can increase nerves. Closing the eyes can actually increase nerves rather than reduce it. So it actually depends on the person. Now you tell me, how often do you close your eyes when you sing? Do you close your eyes all the way through? Do you open and close your eyes at certain times? Or do you not close your eyes at all? Let me know. And if you do, what do you think it helps you with? I really like to know. So, are there benefits? Yes, there are benefits, but the context really matters. So the benefits include better focus, stronger emotional delivery, improved vocal control, calmer nervous system. A side that's not too good with the closing of eyes includes disconnecting from the audience. Remember, the eyes is such a powerful thing, right? And when you open your eyes and make eye contact, you may not necessarily need to look at the audience while you're singing, but with just your eyes open, that's powerful. And also, it makes you miss visual cues, like from the band or the conductor. Let's say there's a conductor, okay? And you finish singing a segment of a song. What do I mean segment of a song? Maybe you just finished the verse, about to go somewhere else, maybe the pre-chorus or maybe the chorus, all right? If your eyes are closed at that point, you may miss the communication with the band or with the conductor. So what I'm trying to say is, even if you have to close your eyes, there are important spots in the song you have to open up your eyes to see what's happening. Like when you're about to finish the verse, you have to open your eyes to see what's happening around you. Is the conductor asking you guys to go to the next segment or to repeat? Yeah. All right. So whenever you're finishing a segment, whether the verse, whether the chorus, pre-chorus, the vamp, it doesn't matter. That point where when you're about to finish that segment to go into the unknown segment or an unknown segment, or you want to be sure the segment you're going into is the segment you're supposed to go to, you just open your eyes and confirm with the conductor. Now, another downside to closing your eyes it makes you look less engaging if overused. So that's why closing your eyes too much could be a problem, because it makes you look less engaging. Imagine you're closing your eyes and you're talking to someone and you say maybe something like, I love you. I love you. That's less engaging. That's less engaging. So remember, there has to be a balance, okay? Now, the question we've all been waiting for, is it a good thing? Well, what I can say regarding this is, it's a tool, not a rule. Great performers choose when to close their eyes. So how often should singers close their eyes? Well, again, like I said, there's no fixed number. There's no fixed number of times. I can't tell you close your eyes 5 times if the song is 3 minutes and close your eyes 6 times if it's 8 minutes. No, that's ridiculous. So there's no fixed number of time. It's like telling you to breathe in a certain way, like breathe 5 times in the morning and breathe 20 times in the afternoon. You see, just the same way, it doesn't make sense. All right, so it differs regarding each individual. Okay, there's no fixed number of time, but what I can give you is a smart guideline. Close your eyes when practicing technique. You know what technique is, right? When we talk about chest voice, head voice, mixed voice, you want to hit high notes, but you want to hit it really cleanly. You want to hit it nicely. You want to sing it nicely. You want to sing high with power, but with less effort. You know, make it look easy. You know what I'm saying? Well, these are all technique. You want to transition from chest voice to mixed voice, or chest voice to head voice, and you want it to be clean and all that. These are all technique, okay? So you can close your eyes when you're practicing technique. Remember, I said practicing technique. You can also close your eyes when singing emotionally intense moments. So in a song, there are some emotionally charged moments in the song. Okay, so you can actually close your eyes at those moments, okay? But again, it's not a rule. You can close your eyes when you're hitting difficult notes or runs. Like, you know, I sang earlier, now we have a glorious inheritance that can never perish or fade away, founded on great and precious truth, Christ in us, the hope of glory. You see, I did some more stuff like when I hit the high notes and all that. Okay, so you notice when I close my eyes, it happened naturally. Okay, now when I closed my eyes and opened my eyes, I didn't count it. In fact, I wasn't aware. It just happened naturally. As you get better, you know, some of these things would come naturally. You know, you just close your eyes when you have to. You open your eyes when you have to. Another set of guidelines I'm going to give you is keep them open when communicating lyrics, when engaging the audience, when working with other musicians, because you are not singing on your own. A lot of things are happening in the sound that makes it all one. So open your eyes when working with other musicians. And I think the last thing I have to say regarding when to keep them open is performing upbeat or interactive songs. Yeah, because like I said, it's very common to find singers close their eyes when they're singing ballads, soul, music theater, gospel music, right? But most times in fast music, there's really no point, right? You don't feel it to close your eyes because the notes sometimes are shorter. There's less happening, less inflection. In slow songs, you know, we actually have more inflections, like sometimes you find sustained notes and you do something to it, maybe scoop or squeak and so on and so forth. You know what inflections are if you've been watching my videos. Okay, so there's more things you do to slow singing. Vibrato, there's more vibrato when compared to fast songs. A common professional trick is open your eyes for verses. So keep your eyes open for verses. You can close them briefly for the big moments in the song. And then after that, open your eyes again. So here's the bottom line. Closing your eyes won't automatically make you sing better. And it's important to know that it only helps you function at your possible best at that moment, okay? So all the skills you've acquired at that very moment, all the technique you've acquired, you know, closing your eyes helps you perform to your highest level. It won't help you do what you couldn't do before. Like, for instance, you know how to do a certain runs, okay? It won't help you do a very complex runs you've never done before. You have to practice that. So closing your eyes doesn't automatically make you a better singer. Closing your eyes also can improve focus, emotion, and control. Finally, closing your eyes should be used intentionally, not constantly, okay? Very important to note that. And that's it from me. I hope you learned a lot. So next time you're watching your favorite singers, check. Are they closing their eyes? Check when they open their eyes, and so on and so forth. And you, when you're practicing as well, know when to and when not to. All right? And it depends on each individual. It's not fixed. Always remember that. It's not a rule, but it's a tool. So remember to tell me about your experience with closing or opening your eyes when you sing. All right? Thank you once again. Make sure you click the subscribe button if this is your first time, or if you haven't subscribed. Make sure you click the like button. You can share this video with your friends, with your colleagues, with your band, and so on and so forth. It's really going to help them. Knowledge is indeed power. And finally, click the join button if you want to be a special member of this channel. Sometimes I release videos days ahead of the release date. What I mean is, it's in my channel, but only special members, those who click the join button, can watch them. And then I release my videos usually on Fridays. Yeah, so if you're just subscribed, you have to wait till Friday. But if you are a special member, you can actually watch it the moment I upload it to my channel. And also, you have a badge by your name showing you're a special member. And finally, you can have access to certain perks, and also you can support the channel this way by clicking the join button. All right, see you next time. Bye bye.
If you can talk, you can sing. There is really nothing to it.
Breathe in, breathe out, add a little vibrato. Yes, anyone can sing, but you gotta be consistent.
Know your do re mi is just like 1, 2, 3.
You will be the best, and you will sing so well. It's time to sing.